I guess I'm a vigilante now. All right, let's go.
Doesn't New York Kyle, you know way more than me, but some states are like shall issue, and some states are like may issue, or some other word.
Yeah,
those are the words.
No.
And the idea is basically, where I am, it's shall. So if I apply for it, he's got to give it to me. He doesn't have any voice in this. He's just the facilitator of the thing. It's not like he's the decider. But may, your sheriff can be like, yeah, I know Marky. He doesn't need that. No, I'm not signing. Or maybe just have a blanket thing where he doesn't sign any at all. Like no one gets one here.
Yeah. Here it takes one 6-hour class on one day. And
you had to go to a class, eh? Interesting. Yeah. I had my picture taken.
You can double it up here because if you get your concealed carry permit in Missouri, it also counts as a hunting permit, and so then you don't have to do that. So it's like you can spend an extra hour in class here in the same stuff, and never have to go back. So
mine was like 10 hours. It was like 5 hours of hands-on, like shooting targets and listening to instructions, and then 5 hours of classroom, something like that.
Another thing about New York. No fucking class. I didn't have to take shit. I went, and my New York City one is an attachment on my state license. So it's easier to get than a pure New York City license. It does the same shit. I drive into the city, whatever. But the state license and even the city attachment, no course, no nothing. But you have to cough up your innards and let them examine everything. I mean, your fucking tax returns. I mean, I had to give them everything.
It was like $50. It was like $50, and they took my photograph, and that was the cost.
Oh, you had to drive in there? What a hardship. Georgia really needs to streamline this.
It's so close to my house. That's the funny thing. The place is literally so close to my house, I could have walked. I mean, I could... If I looked out a window, I can almost see the place where I had to go. It's so close. It was super easy. Yeah.
Anthony, what do you carry? Model.
HK 40.
I don't know how big that is. Is it like subcompact?
SK. Yeah, it's mid-size 40 caliber. It's nice. If I'm doing something where I don't have as much to wear, I have that affinity for that Walther PPK S, the 380. I like that little thing. It's pretty accurate and dependable. I like it down at the range. That's about it. The funny thing is, when you first start carrying, you just buy the biggest fucking 45.
Yeah, 1911.
Like, full-size SIG 45. I'm like, no one go fuck with me, motherfucker. It's got this anvil on your hip. It's hard.
Pulling your pants down on one side.
You can't sit down in your car.
Always having to pull your pants up.
I need something a little more reasonable.
Yeah, I need. I sit here and think, like, is there a pen gun? Like something I could keep in a shirt pocket? Oh, just one shot, maybe.
I don't like the little minis carries. Some guys like those really small guns. I like something with a little substance to it, but not, obviously not giant. I like that 40, good size.
I'm on the mini side. LCP is the gun that I carry. And some people will say, like, oh, I'm not accurate with it. Yeah, I'm not really either. I'm just hoping my opponent is close. That's the idea.
They usually are.
Pops. I was talking to my dad about that yesterday. He was looking for a gun to carry. I was like, on your person or in your truck, et cetera, ask him questions. And yeah, you definitely don't want some gigantic thing you got to carry around. You want it to be concealed, right? That's the whole point. I carry that LCP sometimes, but I can't hit shit with that. I missed a juice box one time on my back porch with it, and I know how to shoot. So, like, if I'm going to carry something that I think is going to be effective, it's probably going to be my Car 40 or one of my other smaller pistols, one of the revolvers.
If you were aiming let's say, for example, you're at one gas station pump, and I'm, a car length away from you, you hit my chest every time. You can hit a chest. Maybe not a juice box, but a chest from 18 feet.
Not with that pistol. Not in any
really?
kind of I would literally have to do. This is how I would have to be like squeeze, squeeze, pop, and maybe. I'm telling you, that LCP is such shit. I can't hit anything.
I need to test it again because I don't think I'm a better shot than you, but I feel like I'd hit that shot every time. So
yeah, I'm terrible with that LCP. I mean, if I got a full size pistol, I could shoot your ear off, but with that LCP, I might not hit you. I'll hit the back.
I'm looking to get either as my next gun, a Ruger LCR in 357, like the small hammerless revolver for carry.
Yeah.
And those are cool. And then I think that's what they use. Walter has in Breaking Bad, maybe, or something similar to that.
Yes, it is.
And then I was looking at the Ruger GP100, which is the revolver right in the next size. And even as I was looking at it, I'm like, nope, this is the same mistake you made last time. You're going to end up with a big amount of metal that's useless. I've got a SIG P226 Mark 25 9mm handgun in there that is so heavy. Yeah. And it's like
it's a great range gun
to be able to shoot 17 of these, right? Like,
yeah.
If I need 17, I'm in a real tight spot, and I'm probably not getting out.
I've got a gun in the same class. I have a Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm, right? I bet if we were to put them down next to each other, they'd be the same size. I love it at the range. I could shoot like 300 rounds. The recoil never bothers my wrist or my hand. It's fun, and I feel like I'm pretty accurate with it too. But carrying it, no way. In a gym bag, maybe. The SIG P238, if I were to choose right now, is the one that I've had my eye on. It's a 380.
That's the compact, right?
Yeah, it's a tiny little 1911 essentially. You know, it's a 380 and it's small. And I've only had big and small, right? Like I've got I forget the name of my like 7-cylinder revolver. It's
you got the Smith & Wesson, the Smith & Wesson 680,
686. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. The Smith & Wesson 686, which is a full size, big, heavy gun. It's a great gun. I love it, but I wouldn't carry it. You know, I sooner carry a cinder block. And I've got the Smith & Wesson M&P 9, and then all the way on the other side, I have a 1911, and then I've got this little LCP, which is like a wallet almost to carry. And I'm like, well, maybe you could go a little bigger, you know, and still be able to carry it. I don't know.
Have you ever shot an AR-15 without, you know, terrible shoulder bruising and PTSD and stuff? Because I tried shooting one, and I started just like Anthony's detox story. I took 2 shots with the AR-15 assault rifle and just openly wept, broke down, lamenting that how could life be this way?
Yes.
Like, for people that don't know, there was a reporter. Was it Washington Post? Where was he from?
New York. Thank
New York
God.
something or other.
Daily.
He fired an AR-15. And he said that his shoulder was sore. He had a variety of post-traumatic stress disorder from the loud bang and all that. And people who
said the brass flying by his face left him
disoriented.
Disoriented. The sound, the explosions that were coming out of it, the recoil bruised my shoulder. He was talking about firing an AR-15, and then I love the videos that came out of the little girl going, "Okay, Dad," and this little kid is shooting it and loving it.
Did you see the guy shoot it with his nose? Yeah,
the nose video. This like big, heavy, kind of southern sounding guy is out there. I don't know if you've seen it, but he basically is like, this guy said it gave him PTSD and all sorts of things, and I figured this would be a good rebuttal. And he just kind of holds the gun up with one hand.
Yeah.
One hand, easily. He's no bodybuilder. Then he just puts the fucking butt right here and fires like 3 rounds, and you can just barely see it imprinting his nose, and he's like, I'm fine. No blood, no like, how much of a pussy do you have to be for that to scare you to that extent, or how much of a soulless shill do you have to be to pretend that?
That's the thing. He's not a pussy, because nobody is that much a pussy.
He's a liar.
That's what he was. Yeah. There's just an AR-15. You have to shoot it. If you guys haven't shot, everyone here has, but for people listening, if you haven't shot an AR-15, then oh my gosh, it is the recoil is like a 2-finger tap. You know,
it's a 22 caliber rifle that weighs like 12 fucking pounds without optics. Yeah. Like this thing doesn't kick at all. I mean, you can put it on your nose.
If you show the Mini 14 that guy like Anders Breivik or whatever used, like show people a Mini 14 and ask if they think that's an assault rifle, and they'll all say no. That kind of looks almost like a pellet gun. Like it's just fear mongering based on what it looks like. You know, you throw a foregrip on there and like a picking any rail or whatever, and suddenly it's fucking horrible.
What paper was he from?
I believe it was either the New York Post or the New York Daily News. I think the Daily
News. The Times asked 2 days ago if they could license my AR-15 video. I said no.
Attaboy.
Nice.
Absolutely not. I know what they're going to do with it, and I know which video they want to. I've got a video called My New AR-15, and I've got an AR-15 with a $400 Geisley trigger on it, so I can shoot the thing almost fully automatic, like this. And I'm shooting soda bottles, and I'm just going, and I waste 30 soda bottles in like 8 seconds or something like that. I know they want to see that.
Gold for them. That's gold for them.
It's my $3,000 3-gun gun if I wanted to run it. Plus, it's a carbon fiber AR-15.
I know we've talked about this in PKA before, but I feel like people get the wrong idea about like this fully auto thing. If hypothetically I had a group of people I wanted to take down, I'd do it semi-auto. If you were to go full auto, you don't control where your bullets go. You're wasting a ton of ammo. You're reloading every 3 seconds. It's silly. It's not how you.
You know what it is. If you only know guns from movies, you're gonna
don't run out of bullets.
That you could just wipe people out. That's the one thing that surprised me the most. The first time I ever fired a fully automatic weapon was how fast that ammo's gone. Yeah. It's just gone. That's it. Reload, and you are absolutely not getting that accuracy that you get with a semi. I could put more rounds in a target with a semi-automatic than I ever could with a full automatic, standing at distance.
I thought that I was going to be a unique snowflake who would shoot more accurately with an auto than everyone said I would. Turns out I'm just like everyone else. It tends to rise up, so then you kind of pull it down, and now you just
overcorrecting, and it's not working.
I'm more accurate with a garden hose, just
but they
spraying.
Think that when you listen to the left and these gun fucking people that want to yank your gun rights, they think you can just go out and buy a fully automatic weapon at like Walmart without any background check or anything, and you leave and just start mowing people down. It's like, that has to be changed. Well, let me tell you something. It doesn't work like that. And you can't even convince them that is complete bullshit.
Yeah, you can't, just like you can't convince them that it's bullshit when they're like, you can just go to, gunbroker.com and just put in your address and order a gun. It's like, no, you can't. Only someone who's never bought a gun online can do that. You have to. They're going to take it to a federally licensed store, and you're going to have to go and do your background check there. They're not just going to, the FedEx guy isn't going to be like, AR-15. Yeah, come on, I've got a $1,200 killing implement for you. I know you have a date later today. Like, no, of course not.
I've actually bought off gunbroker.com. And just like Taylor said, they ship it to your local dealer. It's called an FFL. And what does FFL stand for? Somebody help me. Federal
Firearm License.
All right,
they
licensee.
So they ship them straight to me.
Well,
but
you
I've got
have
an FFL.
one. Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Kyle is a gun store for all intents and purposes. But most people...
And a bomb store.
And a bomb store now, too. But most people, they ship it to your local gun store, and then he sells it to you with all the same regulatory background checks from an online purchase that you would have in person. So, yeah. Kyle's a unique snakeflake in terms of licensing.
If they're a bomb store, I'm that, too. Yeah, I can manufacture
Kyle's Bomb Emporium.
Oh, that'll be the name of it. Thanks.
I lost my train of thought. Yeah, but the loophole that does exist is that you can buy a gun from like a regular person who's not a gun store, and that doesn't have the same background check. And they often call that the gun show loophole, but that's not really true. Most of the people at the gun show are gun stores, and they just do all the same background stuff.
Yeah. What it is it's the father-son loophole, because I can buy one for my dad, and he can sell one to me, and I can sell one to Woody, et cetera, et cetera. It's how it should be. And that whole terror watch list thing, at first you're like, I don't want a guy that we don't even allow to fly on a plane to have a gun. But it's like, well, what other rights are we going to snatch away from him just because he's on an arbitrary list controlled by like one pencil-pushing bureaucrat in D.C.? Like, who's the guy who puts your name on the list? Because if all it takes to take away one of your main core rights is to put your name on a list, then that doesn't sound too fucking free to me. That
sound good.
Maybe we'll take your freedom of speech next.
You try to tell them that and they're like, well, we have to be safe. And it's like, oh, you want to be safe? Then just do away with the fourth also. If you suspect someone and they're on a list, why can't you just walk in their house and start poking around without a warrant? Let's do away with that one too. And they never understand it. The Second Amendment stands apart from all the other ones. Yeah, we could shit on that one, but, you know, hey, they're the first ones to erroneously talk about freedom of speech. They have no idea even what that is. But the second, man, do they just want to get rid of that one? It's amazing to me.
Very frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know why they I don't know. I never see debates on the First Amendment, right? Like, I would love to see them say, you know what? The Founding Fathers did not see the internet coming, right? Yeah. People have, back in the day, there were hardly printing presses, and the freedom of speech didn't mean what it meant now.
Look at this man. He's got 500,000 Twitter followers.
Yeah.
He needs we got to license him or do something.
When they came up with freedom of speech, people were just shouting on street corners. Now, there's the internet, there's Tumblr, there's Facebook. People can reach millions, right? PewDiePie's freedom of speech has a reach that they never saw coming. So, we totally need to lock down freedom of speech.
The founders never intended the internet.
Can I jump in real quick with PewDiePie? Because this is funny. He's going to get evicted from that country if they vote to leave the EU.
Really?
He is?
He just bought a house, too. Yeah, he just bought a house. I'm pretty sure. And so he's going to be kicked out.
No, he won't. Stay. He's worth way too much money to just get kicked out.
I have no idea.
That's not
he's not a citizen.